So let's just look at the words prime factorization. What does the word prime mean? Cortera? Not multiply by. You can't divide anything into it other than one in itself. Like, let's look at 7. Is there a number that divides into 7 other than 7 and 1? I know the only factors of 7 are 7 and 1. The only factors, the only numbers I can multiply together. I guess that your explanation could work there, Cortera. There's only 2 numbers that I can multiply by one another, 2 whole numbers, that is, that I can multiply to equal 7. Now, what's the difference between 7 and, say, a number like 6? Is 6 prime? No. What type of number is 6? Begins with a C.
Common?
Close. All right. Whenever you put different things together, like your desk is made of different materials. It's a composite. So 6 is made up of 2 different materials. It's made up of a prime number called 2 and a prime number called 3. In other words, I can multiply 2 times 3, 2 factors, and get 6. What are the other factors of 6? 1 and 6. So I'm using another word called factor, which leads me right into factorization. What is a factor? Let's look at this statement right here. I'm going to tell you that there are factors in that statement. There's also a product. It's easy. You know what a factor is? What is a factor? Doesn't have to be smaller. It can be equal to. Okay. She says that it's something that can equal 6, but I can say 3 plus 3. Are those factors?
Yes.
No, they're not. Ephraim, build off of what she said. Okay. So these are numbers that are multiplied. And these are called factors. Okay, so I have factors. If those are the factors, what is the other part of this equation? Yes? A product. So here we're using the same language we've used since 3rd grade. When you guys really start getting into multiplication, they talk about factors, numbers that you're multiplying, and then the answer is not just the answer, it's called the product. It's easy. Can I move the board down? Up? Yeah. No, I can't because this support's in the way. So let's look at prime factorization. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take any number and I'm breaking it down into prime numbers. Like, for instance, 6 is being broken down into 2 and 3. And if I multiply 2 times 3, what's my product? 6. So do we see that these are prime numbers and they're also factors of what number?
6.
Of 6. Very good. So let me go ahead and write this down just so we know. And 6 is what kind of number? It's not prime, it's composite. And so whenever we're dealing with different numbers and we're trying to find out the different factors, prime factorization will get you all those factors every single time. It's wonderful to use on large, complicated numbers. On smaller numbers, you might know just based upon your knowledge of the multiplication table or all your common multiples. You might be able to figure out the factors. But if it's an odd number, you might not know it. If it's not on the multiplication table, it might not be one of your go-tos.